What I wanted to share as the first part of my presentation. This is about the organization. And to summarize, Fonterra is a New Zealand-based dairy cooperative which is owned by farmers, is passionate about producing high-quality milk and making it available for consumers all over the world, and has a long association with Indonesia and has been committed to investing in Indonesia and offering high-quality dairy nutrition to the Indonesian consumers, plus also building dairy expertise in Indonesia so that Indonesian milk production continues to improve over years. And the three brands that we have and the businesses we have is a reflection of our long-term commitment for this country. Now, I would like to move to the second part of my presentation. And the second part is all about sharing my own experience of building brands. And my business background is marketing, so I'm passionate about building brands, as I said. And this example that I would like to share with you is I'm proud of that example because I've been part of it in different farms and in different geographies. So this building brands with a compelling insight or a compelling proposition is something which is universally applicable. Whether you are building a dairy brand, you are building a toilet soap, or you're building a coffee brand, or irrespective of what you are doing, end of the day, brands have love affair with their consumers. And if that love affair has to be strong, you need a strong proposition that's always connected with your consumer. And this is a good example of that affair and that connect with the consumers. How many of you have heard the word osteoporosis? Osteoporosis. Can I have the hands going up? How many of you have heard the word osteoporosis? I see very few hands going up. Probably if I count, maybe less than 5%. In a way, that's a reflection of what is the awareness that exists for osteoporosis. When we were doing some researches to understand healthy aging and adult aging, we came across an insight that there is a health condition called osteoporosis, or in other words, it is called brittle bones. As we age, we keep taking a lot of calcium, but we also keep consuming a lot of calcium. And our skeleton and the whole structure inside the body goes through a refurbishment process where they say, if I remember right, is something like every 8 years or so, the body has a completely new set of bones that get replaced inside. That means a lot of calcium that gets consumed. And if we don't have enough calcium, the bones become brittle and easily breakable. And when we further investigated, we identified that because of the Asian diet, Asia is more vulnerable for osteoporosis compared to probably some of the Western countries. So there was low awareness for this condition called osteoporosis. The diets were not working in favor of it. And three, when you project the population and look at the aging population for the decades ahead, the healthcare costs to maintain this or to treat this condition was proving to be a massive investment for not only for the public, but also for the governments. So through this background, the insight was osteoporosis needs education, and to prevent osteoporosis, we have to educate and offer a solution for the public. And that is when the Anlean brand was born. So in a way, Anlean has a clear purpose, and the purpose being to create awareness for osteoporosis, offer a solution, and that solution is not just a nutritional solution, but also a total solution which enables, like for example, to prevent osteoporosis, you have to have right levels of calcium at the right age, to enough exercise, movement of your bone, so that you are able to have enough, replacing bones on a regular basis, so that you are having a strong structure and a strong body. And thereby you prevent hip fractures, because it was estimated that Asia alone will have something like 200 million hip fractures, which was a massive number that we are talking about. So this insight resulted in the Anlene brand. So as I said, the facts were compelling, the need gap was clear, and the brand was born with a clear mission to create that awareness. And it is not just about awareness. When we did research, we saw that you often see, somebody comes and says, oh, so-and-so passed away because of heart attack or cardiac arrest and things like that, or cancer. But you never come across people who say, oh, somebody died because of osteoporosis, or somebody got, immobile because of osteoporosis. So the awareness was low, but also prioritization was low. It was not a priority. People were talking about cholesterol, they were talking about diabetes, they were talking about other things, but osteoporosis had no prioritization. So the dual task of creating awareness and also prioritizing that as the bone health issue became an important task for the brand. And it was not limited to any one country. This was an issue across different parts of Asia. And as an organization, Fonterra decided that we would offer a solution for this, and that would be a comprehensive solution across multiple markets. And these multiple markets, as you can see, are all Asian countries where the calcium intake was proven to be very low. And to offer a comprehensive solution, it's never easy when you take up something which is education. This is a kind of a blue ocean strategy compared to what you often hear as the red ocean. In the red ocean, when you get in, it's a fierce competition that exists. But in blue ocean is redefining the rules of the game and coming up with solutions in an area where no one was present. But whenever you enter such areas, the fact is that you need to invest a lot in educating consumers. And to create a solution from a nutrition point of view, Fonterra invested significantly over $20 million for innovation to come up with offerings which were high calcium, bone nutrient bundles, which enabled delivery of better calcium, and also with vitamin D3 and other nutrients, it enabled better absorption, which was also important. And coupled with that, the education of at least 30 minutes of daily exercising helped create that awareness. When you are talking about entering and building brands, what is also important is to look at your marketing mix. I think traditionally when you talk about marketing mix, I don't know, marketing students here may be knowing better. In the past we used to talk about marketing mix having 4 mix elements, then people talked about 5 mix elements. And do you know how many mix elements now the marketing pundits talk about? Can anyone want to take a guess on that? Obviously, you can quickly count what I have there and say what the answer to. Now, the latest we talk about is 7 mix elements. What are the 7 marketing mix elements which are important for building any brand? The traditional mix elements are like product, price, promotion, and physical distribution. Have you heard about that? The 4 mix elements. But there are 3 more which are important. Those 3 that you can see is people, process, and physical evidence. Over years, These three have become important because it's about brand building is about an experience now. When you talk about an experience, everyone whom you come across as a representative of a brand is representing the brand, and thereby your experience is also shaped by the experience you have with that person. Standing here, if I'm talking about Fonterra, in a way I'm representing the Fonterra brand, and your experience with me is going to be a reflection about this brand. So people becomes important, and that people would be either people who are running the brand, or people who are selling the brand, or people who are creating that brand, and even a phone call to a company, and the company the other side says, I'm Fonterra, is an experience that you go through. So that experience has to be consistent with what this brand stands for, what the purpose of this brand is. The second one is also about the process. The process is about how you interact with your consumer, customers, and how you bring your mix elements to life is also important. And that is what today determines success and failure for different brands. Brands which understand the consumer engagement, who understand what process goes through for decision making, and build superior interactions with their shoppers or consumers, are the ones who win. The last one is the physical evidence. Especially when you get into areas where you're promising a certain benefit to the shopper or to the consumer, it is important you are able to show that evidence tangibly or intangibly. Some of it could be an emotional interaction. An emotional interaction is still an interaction for the consumer to decide whether your brand is the one that they would like to shop compared to your competitors or other offers that they have. So the experience that you deliver to your shopper in terms of the promise and the evidence is critical for you to see how you build and grow a compelling relationship with your shopper and the consumer. So in marketing, these 7 mix elements are important, and what I will demonstrate in the next few slides is how we have been able to deliver that with Anlene.